Next on Focus TV, sure signs of the season, Fan Fest, and spring into Peoria. The shape of things to come at Centennial Plaza. And Fix-A-Leak Day features a real running toilet. I mean, a real jogging John. But what do you do if you catch it? At Pioneer Days downtown, we're picking them up and laying them down as we rediscover our great outdoors on this edition of Focus TV.
Hello, Peoria. I'm Elizabeth Eckel.
And I'm Stu Radowick. Well, forget about what the groundhog tells you. Fans of all ages and all sports filled the sports complex to chase away the winter chill in noisy fashion. Fan Fest is the official start of spring training, and fans of the Padres and the Mariners lined up early to get a glimpse of their favorites and a new crop of hopefuls. This was a BYOB event. Bring your own bat, and once inside the sports complex, the players autographed those bats for the faithful. They signed programs and seat cushions and anything else the fans held out to them. This is how a knuckleballer signs a ball, and sometimes those hands move pretty fast. The boys of summer had to work out a lot of kinks on this spring afternoon. And that means lots of stretching and dancing. They do the twist and smack a lot of grounders and run the bases over and over and over and play a lot of catch. The players call it BP, batting practice. And while all that was going down on the field, tomorrow's sluggers are getting the feel of the tee with mixed success, while the slightly larger kids are busy at wiffle balls. In other corners of the complex, kids could sharpen their skills at fielding or have a swinging time abusing the ball. There's even something for the armchair athlete with the team-branded items in the gift shop. A collection of caps, bunches of bobbleheads, a mountain of mini helmets, and of course the collectible trading cards. And back inside the sports complex, more baseball. This time, it's Mariners Mania. They share the place with San Diego. Nobody generates the kind of fan frenzy as Ichiro. If he hasn't worn himself out with all those autographs, he'll be a major draw now that the regular season is underway.
But while Ichiro was practicing his swing, Peoria's Spring into Peoria Festival was drawing in big crowds along 83rd Avenue. Nobody hosts a bash like the city of Peoria. It was a stylish, cross-cultural event with fortune cookies from P.F. Chang, barbecue from Texas, plaid-clad girls from the Tilted Kilt, and from south of the border, churros. If you weren't hungry when you arrived for Spring into Peoria, the aroma of ribs would change your mind in a hurry. Or maybe the menu of Chick-fil-A would tempt your tongue. Save a space for a sample of Mike's Rigatoni or the yummy meatballs. Oh, sure, there were displays to get your mind off the food. Wouldn't you like to take a ride on this smoking hot Harley or bump across the desert in this high-end dune buggy? Think about that while you're getting a relaxing massage. For the more actively inclined, they even had a climbing wall. And in this sport, the girls are just as agile as the guys. Here, a young slugger is swinging for the fences, and another takes a spin on the Wheel of Fortune and wins. And I didn't even have time to tell you about the kettle corn, the quiche, and my favorite, the tiramisu.
I thought tiramisu was some type of a martial art.
Yeah, Stu, just tell them about Centennial Plaza.
Okay, well, the project is underway.
It's another work in progress. Maybe you can't tell a plaza from a hole in the ground. This is a hole in the ground right now. The plaza comes later, and it's already being called the crown jewel of the municipal campus. It's about 25% finished, but you can make out the outline of the amphitheater. It'll be surrounded by a centennial grove of 100 trees and accommodate more than 1,000 visitors. And when it's done, you can see the main city buildings back there on the horizon. The storm drains are in and the dry wells are almost done. Still to come, the Decades Walk, which will offer visitors a history lesson about significant events in Peoria's past with etched stones, pavers, and bronze plaques. The $3.5 million job is on schedule to be ready in time for Arizona's 100th anniversary next February.
We almost forgot to mention another of Peoria's Get Out and Get Involved events. It was a first for Peoria. We're for Water 4-mile race joined the chase at Rio Vista Community Park. And who better to lead the event than a genuine, authentic, bona fide, original, official, sure enough, running toilet. He, or maybe she, was named Leaky Lou McFlapper, and he, or she, was the mascot for the EPA's Fix-A-Leak Week. You don't often get the chance to pursue a prancing porcelain, but it shows that, as we said a minute ago, runners don't need much of a reason to get out and run. Peoria's Community Services Department was feeling flush, and the winners were awarded pipe wrenches. It all added up to a family fun day that offered the customary food and games and a clinic on how to deal with that annoying middle-of-the-night noise coming from the throne. There were tips on finding and fixing those leaks that can add big bucks to your monthly water bill. And they finished the day with a fishing derby for the younger set, mostly. Dads were allowed to bait the hooks. Lots of fisher folks, but not many fish. Even the anglers who practiced two-handed casting came up with an empty creel. The Finney friends were too smart or too nimble to nibble. And doesn't it look like that big red guy is laughing at everybody?
Next on Focus TV, Skunk Creek Trail gets a makeover. The Big Parade. This is not your father's Git box, it's an atomic guitar. It's a do-it-yourself project. You're in Focus on Peoria TV.
It's always wildfire season somewhere in America. Nearly 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by the carelessness of humans and could be prevented. But together, we can make a difference.
Watch what I can do!
Help protect the home of our forest friends.
Come on! You can do it!
Only you can prevent wildfires.
To find out more, log on to SmokeyBear.com.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, I stole a cheeseburger once on my dog.
We can all be energy savers. It's easy. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Learn more at energy.gov/kids.
Welcome back to Focus TV.
Well, maybe you've always had that itch to make music. Focus TV's Emily Hopwood shows you a different way to scratch that itch.
Okay, so I can't play guitar at all. But if I could, this is a place I'd want to know about. It's Atomic Guitar Works right here in Peoria.
Let us help you choose your element. All of our guitars are named after different elements of the periodic table.
From the beginning, each guitar built at Atomic Guitar Works runs through a very precise sequence of steps.
The process that we do to make a guitar neck is every guitar neck that we build starts off literally as a plank of wood.
That was just the neck of the instrument. So how do they make the body?
Well, the bodies of guitars are actually the easiest part to make. We buy it in large planks, cut it down, glue it up, basically get it in what we just, once again, another rough blank.
And from there, the process is, well, a dusty one. But once the dust is cleared, the paint hits the wood and the wiring goes into place. And the end result.
Wonderful, it's beautiful. Some of the best stuff I've ever seen, actually. The guitars are so comfortable and beautiful. Look at this thing, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
We're a full-service shop. We can do anything that involves repairing damaged wood, replacing frets, replacing fingerboards, electronics, cleaning electronics.
Atomic Guitar also has 2 qualified instructors who can teach you how to play the guitar like a pro.
They can start with just the desire to play is the main thing. They can start with individual notes, scales, learning chords.
Of course, you're going to be attracted to the look of it, but the sound and just playability. And if it feels good, and of course the neck, it's got to feel right. Everything, it's got to be, the neck's got to be straight. But these are just phenomenal guitars, straight as an arrow. Ta-da!
And that's what you will find at Atomic Guitar Works. Great people who love building guitars just as much as you love playing them.
We can check out the guitars right where they were born at Atomic Guitar Works or at McKnight Guitar Company in one of Peoria's suburbs in Chandler.
Peoria needs all the help it can get in keeping our town clean and beautiful. And we got lots of it from folks like you at our 2nd annual River and Trail Cleanup. Last year's focus was Rio Vista Park, and the crews harvested 3 tons of trash and planted 700 trees. This time they chose Skunk Creek Trail near Bell Road in the 101, about where they left off last year. They divided into teams and got their marching orders along with wristbands, backpacks, water bottles, garbage bags, and advice on how to deal with the creepy crawlies they might encounter.
When picking something up that's kind of big and flat, always pick it up so it opens up away from you, not so it opens up towards you. This gives the critter underneath a chance to escape, and that's what they want to do. They don't want to deal with you. They want to get as far away from you as possible.
Then the crews were off to an adventure that would take them to places not many have gone before.
We're cleaning up everything, debris. We're cleaning up tires, if there's any furniture in the wash, lots of papers, lots of cans, anything that's basically out here.
It didn't take long for those bags to fill up, but team leaders had plenty of replacements. For all the perspiration, it was a feel-good event.
The city and SRP have been really good to me throughout the years, and so I think it's our obligation as employees and as residents of the city to give back a little bit. Someone has to do it, and I actually enjoy it. I meet a lot of great people out here and in the city council and the staff. It's a real good feeling.
Total haul for the day was 2.74 tons of litter, and it included wooden crates, several discarded tires, and even a mattress. Other groups shared the business end of the shovels and picks to plant 26 new trees.
The tree is so tall it has to be very, very deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the before, and this is the after. And you know, Stu, they even found one of those pink flamingos like the ones that you have in your yard.
Well, I think I still have all of mine, And the chrome balls too, but I will check them when I get home.
You better check and see if they have those chrome balls.
Well, if we don't have enough to worry about, it is wildfire season as well, and that's of particular interest to us here in Peoria.
And most especially in communities like Vistancia, Terramore, Sonoran Ranch, West Wing Mountain, any place where neighborhoods interface with the desert. All that rain last winter means the desert brush is thick and troublesome. Even if your home is a mile from a fire, you're still in the ember zone. Protect your place by creating a buffer. Remove dead plants, grass, and weeds. And keep grass moved 100 feet from buildings and around fuel tanks. Remember, no plant is totally fireproof. Keep 100 feet of garden hose attached and ready. Keep your roof free of leaves and needles. Emergency plans should include several evacuation routes and a meeting area outside the hazard zone. Make a checklist of items to take if you have to evacuate in a hurry, and keep roads clear of congestion so emergency crews can move freely. Well, last year, fire crews fought 130,000 brush fires, including one in California that charred 200,000 acres and burned for 3 months. Now, the average burn is 31 acres, and the average cost is $4,800.
Still to come on Focus TV, Peoria's biggest Pioneer Days and Picnic and Parade ever. And that ain't no bull.
Got arrested for DUI. I called one of those attorneys. I guess he did what he could in my case, but I still lost my license, paid a big fine, and ended up here. Man, if I would have called one of my old friends, I would have made all these new friends.
Log down.
I can't wait to get out of here.
This is Sheriff Joe Arpaio. If you drink and drive, we got room for you here. Don't. If you do, expect the max.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm a dog.
It's always wildfire season somewhere in America. Nearly 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by the carelessness of humans and could be prevented. But together, we can make a difference.
Watch what I can do.
Help protect the home of our forest friends.
Come on, you can do it.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
To find out more, log on to SmokeyBear.com.
Peoria's new top cop, Roy Minter Jr., had scarcely settled into that big chair when he was told about a young man who deserved special recognition.
Airman First Class Luke Notman is part of the Emerald Knights at Luke Air Force Base, and like their image, he earned his shining armor when he came across a traffic accident at 109th Avenue and Northern. Chief Minter picks up the story.
While attempting to cross the street, the young woman was struck by a vehicle. In the area at the time of the accident was Air Force Airman First Class Luke Notman. Airman Notman was not a witness to the incident. However, coming across the accident, he immediately took action and attempted to render aid to those involved.
In that accident, I came out and did CPR on this particular woman, and till the Peoria Police Department and the EMS team were able to get there and relieve me.
And thank you very much for your service.
Chief Minter gave Airman Luke Notman his Challenge Coin Award.
And before I close, I'd
What?
like to, on
You
behalf
still haven't had enough of the Peoria festive lifestyle? Find yourself a seat on the curb for our annual Pioneer Days race, walk, parade, and picnic. Okay, stop counting. We came up short on the trombones there. But we were over the top on most everything else, starting with the race. We told you runners will use any cause to turn out.
All right, everyone set. Here we go.
And they just kept on coming. Moms and kids, and even some who had too many legs. There were clowns to create balloon sculptures. Nothing to it, just bend it here, a twist or two there. Now wrap this part of it around that and turn it over like this, and voila! It's a running man, couldn't you tell? And as soon as the road was clear, the parade began with Grand Marshal Jackie Holmes, there in the rumble seat. Whatever happened to rumble seats? And after the big wheels passed, the really big wheels showed up. What's a parade without a fire engine? A troop of Girl Scouts delivered a handmade 100th birthday card, a trifle early. No, that's not a push me, pull you. It's a llama. A whole herd of llamas. And speaking of pioneers, the Sun City Palm Girls showed you're never too old to be young again. We remembered our agricultural past with a parade of tractors, some older than their drivers. And here's the part that Stu likes best. His two favorite words, free food, starting with an endless supply of the noble American hot dog, and Oreos, and chips so plenty, and lots of ice cold soda. You see that balloon gag again?
Any kind of hat? Okay. Elbow? Sure. Thank you. I can put black and visor. What color head do you want?
I bet you didn't think it would be that easy, huh?
Well, maybe you have some old trinkets like these in that bottom drawer or on the closet shelf. Are they
Find
worth
a picture
anything?
like this kind of anywhere in the book prices for around $550 to, and all the books are all going to be different. They're about $550 to about $750 for these.
Peoria's West Valley Art Museum occasionally offers appraisals of items you may think of as clutter, and often it's just that. But for $20 up front, you may hear something like this.
Because I'll tell you what I'm impressed with are all of these. Yeah, the graphics. Yeah, but the graphics alone of these small ones, for insurance value, you know, it's like you may, I could see this at right around $3,000.
This is the museum's way of raising its visibility and raising funds for a new building to be home to its collection. No, this is not Barbie's doll furniture. It's much older than that and more pricey.
Design. And the Russian silversmiths and goldsmiths invented this process, which isn't all that impressive. But then they put enamel on top of that. I'd say $4,500 to as much as $6,500. That's really a good quality one. And then this set right around, I'd say $1,400.
You want to buy a duck? Well, it's funny what people might think is valuable. This pre-Hummel boy with Bumber Chute has seen better days. Now, Sean Morton provided the insights, the information, and the evaluations of family heirlooms, books, paintings, and carvings. Now, do you still have that Easy Bake oven that you had when you were a little kid?
Yes, you know I love that little oven.
Okay, well, maybe next time they have this event, you should pack it up and bring it in and see what it's worth.
I'll pack it up, bring it in, and see what it's worth, but I'm not selling it.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. I'm sure you cherish it a lot.
It's priceless.
And you still use it today.
Yeah.
Well, we really had a lot of fun in the Sun Stories on this episode.
Yeah, we sure did. But, you know, Peoria's a happening kind of place. And it's that time of year when we can get out and take part. So, for Focus TV, I'm Elizabeth Eckel.
And I'm Stu Radaway.